All right, well, hey, welcome everyone to today's press conference for talking about the 2024 and 2026 NCAA Track and Field Championships. Today we're going to have representatives from Emporia State and the City of Emporia talk. We'll let them say a little bit, and feel free to ask your questions. I'm going to start off with the president of Emporia State University, Allison Garrett.
Thank you, Don. 60 years ago, the U.S. track and field team for women was headed to Rome to compete in the Olympics. And Wilma Rudolph was a part of that team, and she trained right here on this campus, the very same track where we will have student athletes from all around the country competing in 2024 and 2026. And we are delighted to host those national championships. I want to say thank you to just a few people right now. First, to the incredible team in athletics here at Emporia State, Kent Weiser, our athletic director, Christy Beyer, Don Wiest, and Steve Blocker, who coaches track and field for Emporia State University. We are blessed to have a fantastic team. The city of Emporia is accustomed to hosting huge events. We host the world's largest disc golf tournament every single year here in Emporia, and we host the Dirty Kansas, a gravel grinding bike race that brings competitors from all around the world. And the city does a wonderful job in hosting great events. We're looking forward here at Emporia State to being able to host the 2024 and 26 national championships for track and field right here on the Golden Oval.
Thank you, Don. Thank you all for joining us this morning. Corey, it's always exciting when you get a bid like this, and you get to have Emporia State and our community be on a national scale, be seen on a national scale, but I don't think it could have come at a better time, as we all need something good to look forward to during this time of the pandemic, and we've all wondered when and what it's going to look like when it gets back. Is there going to be a future like it used to be? And I think this is a real indication that yes, we're going to be able to, in May of 2024, showcase Emporia State, get kids here, get our community involved. It just couldn't have come at a better time for all of us, I think. Two things go into it when you look at these kind of events. You've got to have strong community support, and as President Garrett said, Emporia's history with hosting large events and Emporia State's history of hosting this particular meet 3 times under Coach David Harris, and now for the first time, the first 2 times will be under Coach Steve Blocker. You really need that community support, and you need the strong commitment of your track and field program. And historically, our track and field program has meant so much to so many thousands of student athletes, and I'm just very appreciative of the leadership that we have in our program with Steve Blocker, with Mark Stambro, with Carter Olander. All are going to play a huge part in this. So we're excited about it. We're glad to have some good news to share. So I answer any questions if anyone has any.
Yeah, just want to, kind of just, you spoke on it a little bit at the beginning, but, the cancellation of spring championships, and then, winter fall sports here, and now, winter starting up. We're kind of getting things back together. How much of an uplifting moment is this for the whole athletic program?
Boy, I think it really did for me. I'll tell you, and I can just imagine, all of our student athletes and our community members all wanting to see a light at the end of the tunnel here. And 3.5 years, it's a long time away, but it's a short time away. And when you have something to look forward to like that, it really raises spirits. So I think just symbolically, it couldn't have come at a better time.
What were the conversations lead up to making this a reality?
I'm sorry.
What So how did this become a reality? What were the conversations like to get this plan?
You bet. I'll tell you, it started with Coach Steve Blocker. And, he has been involved in the NCAA track and field committee and on the National Track and Field Associations. And again, without that support, it's very difficult for an athletics department or something that are just one single entity to put on something of this magnitude. And so Coach Blocker, we started visiting maybe a year and a half ago, I think, on what the possibility would be and whether we would be supportive. And I certainly saw that as a great opportunity to do that again. We've done some recent renovations with our track and stadium, so felt good about all of that. And then, but Coach Blocker did a lot of the heavy lifting. He was the one that was in talking to people and got our name into the various committees and championship committees that we were very interested in doing this again, and our history of having done it well before in 95, 99, and 2006. So it all came together, and that's how it got started, I guess.
What will this mean for kind of putting the best foot forward, showing to everyone else out there what Emporia is about?
Well, I think it's it's been a short time, but also a long time since 2006, and to be able to, a lot of people have good memories of that event, but a lot of them it'll be the first time that they heard of Emporia or come to Emporia, and so I think that opportunity is always so exciting to bring a new, I don't want to say generation, but it is kind of that, a new group of people and coaches and student athletes and fans and national media attention. We're very, very pleased with that.
Thanks ESU for the opportunity today to talk about this great announcement that's made and what it means for our community and for the future. Both President Garrett and Kent have articulated the importance of this event and a partnership in our communities. And it's not just about the economic impact that, of course, events like this make in our community. The visitors will have over 750 student athletes from across the nation, the coaches, over 180 some coaches to come and support their student athletes, the judges and referees that it takes to hold an event like this, let alone the volunteers that will come from our community and the region to help make sure this is a great, successful event in 2024 and 2026, but also the visitors that can spend some time in our community and learn more about Emporia, the Flint Hills region, and what we have to offer. We have a lot of great success, as President Garrett mentioned, hosting world-class events, bringing visitors and athletes from around the world to Emporia, and this is just one more step. One thing I really think is important to articulate here is events like this get to be hosted by having a world-class institution like ESU with a great program like the ESU Athletics program, with leadership and vision and the opportunity to take roles like this. It's very limited, right? Many different NCAA schools would love to have the opportunity to host a national championship, but our athletics division and Emporia State University works to make that happen. But it also comes with community partnership, having great facilities, having a community that supports that opportunity. And Emporia has been proud to partner with Emporia State University to maintain and build great athletic facilities in our community to serve not just ESU athletics, but area high school athletics, clubs and organizations, and events throughout the community. And so looking forward over the next 4 to 5 years, as we can bring in other athletes and have them experience the Welch Stadium and Zola Witten track experience is a great participation opportunity, and I look forward for our community to continue to serve that. So we thank you for this opportunity, and congratulations to ESU and the entire team that put so much work in to receiving this bid to host our national championships.
What kind of one quick question? You mentioned in the beginning that this could impact like local businesses in Emporia. What kind of impact do you envision this opportunity being to some local businesses here in Emporia?
Sure. So you can look at it in the raw numbers. The Kansas Department of Wildlife and Tourism has their formulas that they'll calculate economic impact, and they estimate this impact for our region to be well worth over $4 million of investment. That's local businesses, staying in hotel rooms, shopping in our local stores, dining in our local restaurants. But also it's the opportunity that we have to bring visitors to our community, to fall in love with our community. One of the things that we've learned is we only need to have an opportunity with somebody once to make them want to come back and spend some time in our region. So it really has a long-term effect for us. You can look at the immediate dollars that will happen over Memorial Day weekend in 2024 and 2026. But I think there's a long-term impact of what it can mean for our community and investment opportunities that it can occur between now and then to take advantage of events like this and the others that were mentioned earlier.
One more for me. You mentioned just how much money, $4 million, obviously a very big number to kind of look back the last couple of months, no dirty cans, no home football games here. Not only the economic impact, but just how great is it just for the community that has something to look forward to as we come forward?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I think one of the things that really, truly makes those events that we host, those worldwide events like the Glass Blown Open or the Dirty Cans event downtown Emporia, is the community response. And what I really look forward to is seeing the community response for this national championship event in 2024 and 2026. Thousands of fans showing out, hundreds of spectators that may not have a personal connection to the event, but believe that those athletes have worked hard and put in a lot of time and dedication. They want to recognize that effort. And Emporia does that. We show up. Come to any event that we host, and Emporians show up. And I'm looking forward to us seeing that in 2024 and 2026.
Thanks a lot. Thanks to everyone, and thanks for coming. And I'll probably pretty much just echo the sentiment that everyone has said. I'm just excited and honored to host a championship. Lots of team effort that went into getting it, so it wasn't just me. But very grateful to have this level of meat come to our facility, and pretty excited. And I like to live in the now, live in the present, so to speak. But I got to look forward to 2024 quite a bit by now. So yeah, we're pretty pumped up, ready to go.
Coach Blocker, just on the recruiting standpoint, the next 4 years, you can tell every athlete that you talk to, you come here, you have an opportunity to go to nationals, that'll be on your home track. How big is that for you?
It's pretty huge. Really, I think the most important thing is we're going to send a message to recruits in the region as well as to their families that we're capable of hosting a marquee event on our facilities, but it's also at the forefront of our philosophy that we put these athletes not almost on a pedestal, but it's something that's important to us, and that we take it very serious, and they're going to get the best out of their student-athlete experience when they come to Emporia State. They're going to be supported across all walks of life, and so I think that's going to send a resounding message to those recruits.
And on top of that, the athletes you do have now, obviously, tons of success over the years. For the ones that are now just getting this thing, they talk to any of them just about have the idea if they're still going to be here in 2024 or 2026 for some reason.
Yeah.
You never know with what's going on right now. But how excited they are to know that they have an opportunity to be on a track so familiar to them.
Yeah, I think for some it's still setting in, but I think that is a very real thing. We've had a couple conversations, and that's one of the positive laughs that we have with COVID. Is all of a sudden everyone's collegiate careers get expanded a little bit. So all of a sudden we're crunching numbers and doing some math and seeing who can be here to run our home track, because we want to have a good showing on for the home crowd and on the home facility. And so we'll see how it plays out. It's tough to plan that far in advance, but we want to be successful every year, regardless of where it's at. But on your home track, it's going to be that much more special.
Can you take us through the process that's made announcing this a reality?
Yeah. So it really starts with a lot of committee work, I guess you could say. One committee kind of leads to another committee. I think, as Kent had mentioned, and President Garrett's on a committee, Christie's on a committee, and I think that's something that really starts with Kent. Is that he allows us coaches to coach, allows us to venture down those avenues. Not every coach wants to be on a committee, to say the least, but it really starts there and just generating relationships, putting in some elbow grease, I guess you could say, constantly bothering Dawn to get in to do the paperwork and the pointing and the clicking and answering the bizarre questions that they need to know to host the meet. But really, just like anything, it comes down to, I think, relationships and putting forth a good facility that I'm very confident putting forth this big, because I know we have community backing and university backing. So when you can push those aspects to a committee of people, they're going to believe in what you're selling them, I guess you could say. And I think it all just worked out beautifully for us.
what does it mean to be able to have from 2024 to 2026 that in Emporia, track is going to be the big thing everyone's going to be going on in that moment?
It means a lot to me personally, because it highlights our program. So to get it for 2 years is something that is, I don't want to say routine, but it is part of the protocol. With the NCAA for Division II, and you see a little bit of Division I out in Eugene with Hayward Field hosting numerous years consecutively. So it works out really, really well. But you also know that you're going to get it for those 2 years. So you really need to make sure you're bringing your A game, so to speak. It can't just be a one shot stop. You have to put something forth that's very strong and convicting to get them to bring it to you